In this video I want to discuss clamping. We've already looked at the location for this fixture and its parts, but next I want to look at the clamps. So we'll focus on this part here first. As mentioned earlier, we can put two socket head cap screws here to hold this end down, which is great. But how do we stop this end from vibrating as we mill the sides? Remember, the red ends are already milled, and we want to attempt to mill all the blue areas. Well, this area will be okay. This side and this side will be reasonable, but I think we might need to rethink milling this slot. It's going to be very difficult to get a clamp here and work around it, as you can see. Even if we make our own strap clamp, as this one represents, we're going to have quite a hard time. So I would say this needs to be done in a different fixture, on a different setup, and not on this fixture. So we're going to go ahead and remove this from this fixture. And we'll say it's done on a fixture before this. If it is, then we can look at our middle part. So we can use two socket head cap screws here to hold things down, and then we can come to this end and add another socket head cap screw inside of these two washers. And I want to take a minute and I want to look at these washers. So I'm going to open them up. So I want to explain these washers. Now these are spherical washers. I'm going to hide this component. So here we can see this one is spherical, and if we show this one and then we hide this one, and this one's spherical, so that allows for a little misalignment out of perfectly parallel. So that's a great washer to use on fixtures, especially when you're not certain your part is perfectly parallel, and that allow the clamping element to sit nice and flat on your surface. So one option is to put just a regular socket head cap screw through some washers, through our part into our fixture, as close as possible to our supports here. Remember, we always want our clamping element over the supports or opposite the support, or as close as we can get it to the support. So thirdly, the other option we have is we could just go with two regular strap clamps as shown here. And we could put two strap clamps on this part and still mill the inside pocket and the outside profiles. But again, as we see here, these strap clamps are pushing the limit as is. This needs to be slid back to stay out of the way. And the other issue we have, if we just look normal to this view, is we're going to have a really hard time still machining this edge in this setup. So we might want to consider, if we do use strap clamps, making custom strap clamps that are a bit more narrow and allow for the machining of this edge if that is what we need in this fixture.